The garlic bread, though. Did the garlic bread survive?
The
Was it
garlic
good?
bread was half of the garlic bread was good.
You destroyed the other half in a fury.
I did. I took the other half, I smashed it on my oven, and I threw it in the trash because I was so mad at the garlic bread. And I'm pretty sure I got like some blood in it too, so that was good.
Hello, everyone.
You
Salutations.
screwed that up pretty good.
Yeah, I did.
Do that again.
Hello, everyone. Salutations, and welcome to the TIMEBAT show. I'm Bat Snacks.
And I'm Time Aces. Welcome to episode number...
This is an episode. It doesn't matter.
7. I want to say 7.
Is it?
I think it's 7.
I forgot. It's
I
been
think
a couple weeks.
I think last time it was 6. So usually what follows after 6 is 7.
Usually.
Yeah. So welcome to the TIMEBAT show. It's our first episode in like a couple weeks. Remember, you can go to our new website, www.timebatshow.com. That's timebatshow.com.
Timebatshow.com.
And yeah, so let's explain what's been going on, why we haven't done an episode in like 2 weeks.
Okay.
Throwing it over to you at this point.
So, about almost a week ago now, a hurricane hit my general area of the United States.
I don't think you have to like pretend that they don't know what, is going on. Like, it was pretty big news.
Yeah, Hurricane
Matthew
hit Florida,
Yes,
and my internet service was affected.
And you're in North Florida.
Yeah.
Not only was your internet service affected, your entire like community was affected.
Yeah, it was pretty exciting actually. I lost power
deal.
for about a day and a half, and something really cool and kind of funny happened when I lost power. I live in an apartment complex, and
Did you reach enlightenment while you were without power?
no, it is just totally the opposite.
Okay.
When the
Go on.
power went out,
Uh-huh.
pretty much everyone in the complex came out of their buildings at the same time
Whoa.
and went into their cars and started charging their phones.
Oh, yeah.
It was really cool. I got to meet a lot of my neighbors.
Interesting.
And-
See, yeah, I don't know any of my neighbors.
That's because you've never lost power.
So do you think if I lost power, I would start just meeting all my, like, left and right, I'd meet all my neighbors, like, one after the other kind of thing?
Probably because, I had never met my neighbors before either.
Yeah.
But, as soon as the power went out, everybody needs to charge their phone.
Yeah,
the
and they're
only
all
way
go
to do
outside,
that
and they're
is,
like, hey, you, I've seen you around the neighborhood.
hey.
And then they're like, how about this storm, huh? And you're like, yeah, how about it?
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. It was cool in ways, but it's also not really cool
Right.
not having internet.
That's cool. I wish we had my neighborhood had some kind of event to bring us all together like that.
Yeah, some kind of community crisis.
I live on a cul-de-sac, and no one really comes out of their house. Well, there's this one person that comes out, but they have like kids, so they're like running all over the place, and everyone else just like comes home from work and then goes in their house, and then like that's it. You never see them again.
Yes.
Which is what I do, but I don't know. It'd be nice to know somebody.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I mean, like, the first things I'm going to do now that I have internet is probably watch footage of all the video game tournaments I missed while I was away.
Oh, yeah, all those
Yeah.
important video game tournaments that you missed.
Yeah, there was the Big House 6 on October 9th that I missed.
I think I knew someone that went to that, actually. He got eliminated, though, like really early.
Yeah, a lot of really good people there. But, yeah, that's probably the first thing I wanted to do. I was really disappointed to miss that.
Well, now you can see it. Just in the Internet Archive version of the thing. So, how do you think we're doing with this show? Like, let's talk about it. Because our viewers, our listeners are wondering how we
we apparently have viewers now. Or
well,
at least
listeners,
there's at least
we have to get the terminology right first.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, listeners.
Or we're gonna lose all of them. So apparently, we had like 24 people listen like this weekend. No, actually 30. 30 people, which is a lot of people for a small podcast like us.
Is it?
Say. I mean, it's a lot for me. I thought that was a lot.
Yeah, I feel like that's like a whole classroom full of people.
It's not really a lot. Like in the grand scheme of the internet, it's not a lot. But for us, it's a lot. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I agree. That's a lot to me.
Yeah, it's a lot for me. If we can get like 30 people listening every time we do one of these, I'll be happy. Yeah, and I'll know I'm affecting someone's life positively. Well, maybe not positively.
I mean, I was gonna say like that's debatable, maybe. But.
Well, in some way, not necessarily positively, but I'm helping them pass an hour of their lives where they're bored or something. I don't know. Right?
Yes, and I think we said, if you are a listener and you want to send us an email, maybe,
oh yes, use the emails.
We would really like to hear from you.
Yeah, it's contact at timebatshow.com. Oh, sorry, timebatshow.com.
Yes, that's contact at timebatshow.com or contact at timebatshow.com.
Shh, they're not the same.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
So you should email us or you could tweet at us. We have a Twitter as well. I think it's at timebatshow.
I think that's what it is.
Tweet at us at timebatshow or email us at contact@timebatshow.com.
Whichever one.
We want to hear from you. Whatever you want to say. It's completely open-ended. I
don't really care if it's feedback or anything. You can tell us anything.
You can tell us about your day that you had yesterday and like how it was bad and you got in a fight with like Big Joe or something and your mechanic ripped you off. I don't know. Whatever you want to tell us about. We will read it. And not only that, but since we're this early into this podcast, we will probably talk about it on the air.
Yeah, we might give you strategies for defeating Big Joe in your next confrontation with him.
Because
you just never know what.
I gotta tell you, Big Joe is a scary fellow.
Yeah,
and what
we can tell you how to beat him,
and we know the strategies for defeating Big Joe. I've played enough Punch-Out to know all the ins and outs of defeating, enemies that are a lot larger than you. So
yes.
Yeah, so contact us immediately. Like right not now, but like right after this ends, then go out and do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, that's exciting that you had a hurricane thing.
Yeah, it was exciting. I haven't seen a hurricane in a while. I've obviously seen them before. I've lived in Florida for quite a while, but still exciting.
Yeah, so my week was equally exciting. I cut my finger really good on Thursday, so that's actually not as exciting.
That seems like something you would do. Like I could see you
it was with a bread knife, no less. Like it was like the worst kind of cut. I got really angry at the bread and I cut my finger. So like, you want me to tell you the whole story? It sounds.
Yeah, I want to. Why are you angry at the bread?
Okay, so I was making like a lasagna, like in the oven, like
with those, bread.
Like, no, stop. I'm gonna get to all the stories.
Sorry.
Calm down, okay? So I was making one of those like oven lasagnas and like from Stouffer's or whatever. It takes like an hour or whatever. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes.
Kind of. All right. So I also had garlic bread that I had bought at the store like ages ago that I was like, I'm never going to use this. Now's the time to make this garlic bread, right? Mm-hmm. So the garlic bread is like, instructions are like, you need to thaw the garlic bread before you put it in the oven because it separates into like two halves and the halves are like stuck together in the beginning. So you're supposed to thaw it and I put it out for like, 20 minutes before it's ready to go in. And it's not stupidly thawed, so I'm like, this is so dumb. And so what I ended up doing is like I take a knife and I'm cutting into the bread to try to like unstick these two halves because they're stuck together. And this isn't where I cut myself, by the way. I know it sounds like this is where I cut myself, but it's not. So I'm using a bread knife and I'm like sawing it off or whatever. And what I end up doing is cutting it in such that one half of the bread has all the cheese and the other half of the bread has like nothing on it. Like it's just a regular piece of bread. So anyway, I'm like really mad and I stick it in the oven. I'm like, screw it, I'll deal with this later. So The lasagna comes out of the oven, and I take it out, and the bread comes out. I take the bread out, and I look at the bread, and I just like, I feel crushed. I feel defeated by this bread. And so I'm like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slice off a piece of the top of the bread with all the cheese and then graft it onto the other part of the bread. And then I will have 2 equal slices of garlic cheese bread. So I brilliantly take the same bread knife I was using before for some reason, even though I should have been using like a butter knife. And now this knife is like a bread knife, so it has like those jaggedy edges.
Yeah, it's serrated.
Yeah. So I'm like holding the garlic bread with my left hand, and with my right hand I'm like cutting into this bread. Like I'm slicing a very small part of the top of the bread off, and I get like all the way down, and I'm like, this is kind of successful. And then I like slip at the end, and like the jagged end. I don't want to be too gory here, but the jagged end like jumps into my like middle finger in the left side, and it's like on the side of it too, and it's a hell of a cut. Yeah. So.
Did you have to get medical attention?
No. I it was deep, but it wasn't super like wide, so I just cleaned it out, and it healed the first day, but now it just looks the same for the last few days. The problem is it's super jagged, and yeah. So the moral of the story.
The garlic bread, though.
Yeah.
Did the garlic bread survive?
The
was
garlic
it good?
bread was. The half of the garlic bread was good.
You destroyed the other half in a fury.
I did. I took the other half, I smashed it on my oven, and I threw it in the trash because I was so mad at the garlic bread. And I'm pretty sure I got like some blood in it too, so that was good. That was very tasty. So yeah, that garlic bread cost me.
Almost cost you a finger.
Almost cost me a finger, but not quite. I think I'll heal fully, but it was really annoying. And it hurt a lot, too. So that was my exciting week. While you were dealing with a hurricane, I was dealing with that. Because that was on Thursday. So that was like the exact same time.
Yeah.
Like the worlds were, everything was aligning, It was like that song by Synchronicity by the Police, all the bad stuff happens at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see what I did there?
Yes.
So yeah, that's an exciting thing that happened to me. Other than that, nothing. Just the regular. I've been missing doing the podcast. That's the majority of my thoughts of the last week.
Yeah.
Been like, oh.
Speaking of the podcast, do you want to get into some questions? Some questions.
I would love to get into some questions. I think that's.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into some questions.
Okay. Do you have some stuff? I have some stuff. You can go
I have
first.
some stuff.
Though. All right, you go.
All right.
Should I do another drum roll like I did? No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Actually, no. You start. You start.
You want me to start? I thought you had a good one. All right.
I just remembered that I started. last time.
Okay. This one is, Halloween is coming up in 20 days or so, whatever. Actually, it's exactly 20 days. This is a Halloween themed question. One of our readers asks, well, not one of our readers, some random guy on the internet asks that he once got vitamins. What is the lamest trick-or-treat gift you've ever gotten? Vitamins are pretty lame, but that's not that lame. I mean, they're good for you. I mean, he's looking out for
it kind of sounds like the guy that gave him those vitamins wasn't prepared for trick-or-treaters. So someone knocked on his door, and he's like, oh, crap, what am I going to do?
It's Halloween. I need to find something.
Halloween.
What looks like candy around this house? And he gets like his
grabs
pack of multivitamins or whatever.
He's like, here you go.
What if he was an old guy and he gave him like one of those like Centrum Silver thing, like the old people vitamins or whatever? Or like Ginkgo biloba or something like that.
Yeah.
Like here
not even a real vitamin. Like just
right. It's like ginseng or something. It's like a ginseng caplet.
That's probably what happened.
A ginger caplet. I mean, I would do that if I didn't have any. Actually, I would probably just not answer my door if I forgot.
Yeah, I would probably run and hide. Actually, I don't know. I might answer it and apologize, or give them a soda.
Then they would be mad. Oh, you'd give them a soda.
Yeah, maybe. Or like I don't really drink soda, so maybe a sparkling water. That would be a
How would
really
you have a sparkling water, though? If you've already not prepared for Halloween, how are you going to have sparkling water?
I always have sparkling water. It's like my favorite beverage.
You just said you didn't like sparkling water.
No, I don't like soda.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You'd give him a sparkling water.
Yep, probably. That's probably what
But
they would
then you'd
get.
have to give each and every trick-or-treater sparkling water. What
I
if you
have-
had a bunch of them?
I buy them by the case. I have plenty.
Oh. Well, all right. That wouldn't be that lame. I think, I would enjoy that as a kid.
I mean,
like,
I don't think that's something kids really enjoy, though. There's no sugar in it.
I don't really like sparkling. Do you call it okay, what do you call it? Sparkling water, club
Fizz
soda.
water.
What's the other name? There's another name. Sparkling water, club soda, seltzer,
Water with gas.
water.
Yeah,
seltzer. Water with gas. Yeah. You call it sparkling water? That's
Or
definitely
fizz water.
It's definitely the fanciest of all the names. I
It's
would like some
sparkling.
sparkling,
Makes me feel
sparkling
fancy.
water. Yeah, that's how you order at a restaurant. Or that's how they tell you what they have. We also have sparkling water.
Yeah, they have Have you seen that LaCroix water? That's the one I buy. It's really good.
Yeah, my wife likes that stuff.
Yeah, it's delicious.
It has some flavors and stuff to it too.
Yeah, they have 10 different flavors, and they're all super good.
I don't know. I don't see it.
Anyway,
I've had it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I really like it. The lamest Halloween gift I've ever gotten, though, probably fruit.
You've
Like
gotten
a-
fruit?
Yeah, like a banana
Really?
or an apple. I mean, it's not like your parents are gonna let you eat that because it could be poisoned or have pins or razor blades in it. So
You just have to
What-
throw it away.
yeah, you just have to throw it away.
That sucks.
Yeah, that was the lamest one I've ever gotten.
I'm trying to think of the lamest I've ever gotten, and honestly, it was probably just some candy I didn't like candy corn or something.
Yeah, Smarties, no one likes those.
What? I like Smarties.
Smarties are gross.
What? You just don't like sweet things. I think we've
Yeah.
established that.
Yeah.
You're anti-sugar. You don't like soda. You like sparkling water. You don't like Smarties because they have sugar in them. I like Smarties. They're good. How do you feel about Skittles?
They're
Too
I'll-
sweet.
I could enjoy 3 of them,
And then
but
what?
and then I'm good.
And then that's it?
Yeah.
What about sour Skittles?
I don't think I've ever had those.
Well, those are the best. So, just letting you know. So the lamest I've ever gotten would be candy corn. I hate candy corn so much. It's so disgusting.
Yeah, it's not good.
And you had fruit. Well, all right. And this
Fruit.
guy got vitamins, which probably
That beats
mean,
both of ours. I think that one's way
I-
funnier.
I like vitamins though. I mean, they're good for you. I don't know. As a kid,
if-
I can see the problem.
What
You're
if it's
just
it's
this
it's like you said, like a Centrum 60 plus for men?
What if he gave him the whole bottle too? Yeah, Centrum Silver 60 plus for men or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? That would be I would laugh as a kid, and maybe you could give it to your dad and be like, "Here, Dad."
And your dad would be really offended.
He's probably not over 60 at that point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. Oh, whatever. When you're a kid, you don't really get it.
You don't
It's
think
just
about that kind of
It's
stuff.
just everyone's old and you're not.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. Okay.
So, I've got one.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Which TV series did you enjoy initially but left you disappointed as the series progressed?
That is an easy one for me.
Yeah, I've got a pretty easy one.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna have to say The Walking Dead. I don't know if you've seen the show.
I've seen
Parts
a
of it,
little bit of
sure.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, parts here and
So
there.
it started really good. I stuck with it a lot longer than anyone else, I feel like. I stuck with it a long time. And people were falling off way back in season 4 and 5, and I stuck with it. It only since till recently where I'm just this is really dumb. Because they don't respect the viewer's time at all.
Mhm.
Everything takes so long to show. We don't need these it's they have 2 episodes worth of story that they stretch out into 10 episodes.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it just gets such a pain in the ass to watch. It's very frustrating. And then you realize the only reason you're watching it is because you want to see who dies next. That's it.
Yeah.
It's the only reason. Like, the story isn't that exciting anymore because it's just drawn out and it's long and boring and you don't care about anything except who lives and dies. So, that's my answer.
That's probably a good choice. I haven't seen it. I can't verify, but yeah, that sounds like a good choice.
What about you?
I would maybe say 2 are tied for me. Have you ever seen Dexter?
Yes, I have seen Dexter.
So,
I think I've seen up to like season 2 or 3, I want to say.
There's no reason to watch any more of it. And I've talked to people that disagree with me very, very strongly about this, but I think the season 1 is the best that show gets, and then it just steadily and slowly goes downhill. Yeah, but I've seen up to season 5, and at that point, it's so depressing and slow, and
bad.
The bad guys are not that cool anymore, and
it's just bad, huh?
Yeah, it's just not very fun to watch. I think season 1 of Dexter is probably one of the best seasons of a TV show I've ever seen, though. So it's really disappointing that maybe not, but it's a really, really good...
I'm trying to think back, and I'm remembering someone made me watch Dexter, and I think it was you, now that I think about it.
No, I doubt it was me.
No, I'm pretty sure it was you. I remember watching Dexter, like, the first few episodes, and then, like, watching all season 1. Anyway... So, that sucks. Dexter's bad.
Yeah, season 1 of Dexter was good, and then it just got worse. And then also, Breaking Bad. When I first got Netflix, I started watching that show, and I think the first series is pretty good. Or not the first series, the first season's pretty good, and then
This is a British television. They call seasons series in British television.
Yeah.
Sorry. There was an aside there. So, it wasn't bad.
Yeah, and it just slowly gets worse.
People are gonna.
I think it's an interesting concept, but there's just not enough
going on
to sustain it. Yeah.
People are gonna fight you about that. People really love Breaking Bad.
Yeah, and I thought the first season was good, but oh well.
I'm not, one of those people in love with the show as much, so I'm not gonna argue. But I feel like people will be mad at you about this. Our 6 listeners are going to have strong words for you.
I think we've already established that my taste is just kind of
really
not
bad. That's what you're known for. You have bad taste in everything.
My taste isn't good. So by me saying Breaking Bad is bad, that's actually a good thing. If
Breaking
you like the show.
Bad is bad.
Yeah.
I like it. It's an alliteration.
It's a double negative, yeah.
Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad.
Bad or baddest.
Batting. What would be the sequel to Breaking Bad? Breaking Bad 2, Badder. Bad.
Bigger and badder.
Breaking Worse. Breaking Bad 2, Breaking Badder. We can do like a Fast and the Furious kind of route, right?
What? How did they do it? Fast and Furious?
Like Too Fast, Too Furious.
Okay. Too bad, too broken.
That is solid television right there.
Yeah, that's good.
I would watch that.
The show would be better if they did that.
Broken? How good of a show would that be, man? Too bad, too broken.
It'd be my favorite show.
And the bee in Broken would have like a cut in it, like it'd be like a broken bee, like falling apart or whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'd watch that show.
I would watch that show.
None of the characters would return. It would just be completely new cast.
They just need to have The Rock, and
yes, he needs to be in it. Vin Diesel. And yes, that's pretty much and some
the whole show.
Older guy to really ground it. Like Bruce Willis.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones is a good pick, too. He would never do a TV show, though. That's okay. Maybe Breaking Bad 2 is a movie. Breaking Bad 2. Too bad. Too broken.
Bad.
Too broken.
Just too bad.
Too bad?
Too bad.
Breaking Bad Too Bad.
Yeah. It's not a good movie.
I almost just said Baking Bad.
I might watch that. I really like the cooking reality television.
Baking Bad would be like ex-cons learning how to bake.
From Gordon Ramsay inside of Hell's Kitchen.
Baking Bad. Yeah, inside of Hell's Kitchen, exactly. Comes to Baking Bad. And it's like a bunch of ex-cons like baking.
They like try to hide shanks inside of the cake so that they can kill each other.
They do it in the prison rec room, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the winner gets to leave jail. He gets to, like, free out of jail, whatever.
Yes,
like,
he's pardoned of all of his crimes.
No matter how bad they were.
I like that.
But they stress out the candidates first. They don't, like, give any murderers a chance to be in
No, they do.
Oh,
You gotta spice it up a little bit. You gotta put some risk.
This sounds like a 1980s, like, you know,
like
future
The Running
reality.
Man.
Yeah, like one of those shows, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's a future reality where, like, everything's super commercialized and they have awful competitions. Like The Running Man, yeah, but with baking.
But with baking, yeah. I really like this idea for a movie. I'm a huge fan of Iron Chef, and it's just like dystopian future Iron Chef.
Iron Chef, I know. Oh man.
Yeah.
Just those words, dystopian future Iron Chef. Isn't that sweet?
that really resonates with me.
I have chills now
Yeah.
thinking of dystopian future Iron. I feel like we can make a whole series on like dystopian future like cooking shows, you know?
Yeah.
Like you got Baking Bad, which is like that would be the most not tame, but the most like grounded of all the shows.
Yeah.
Like it's like, you know, you start them off with Baking Bad because it's like, okay, ex-cons in the future, ex-cons can like get out of jail if they bake really well or whatever, you know. And then you got like the Iron Chef, like dystopian future, where it's like people are like their lives
that's the Hunger Games.
Their lives depend on baking well.
Yeah.
And like cooking well. Like the judges are like the dictators or whatever. Mm-hmm. And like if you do not please them, you are done.
You just die.
You're dead. Yeah, you're doomed.
The loser of the battle just dies.
It's like Gladiator, like in Rome, like the Colosseum. The winner gets to be like really important, you know. It's like the Hunger Games, exactly. But like, oh, the Hunger Games, look at that. Like it's already titled correctly.
Oh my gosh, I see what you
Like
I didn't even think about that.
It's like the real Hunger Games, right?
The Hunger Games would be so much better if it was cooking-based battles.
I know. But yeah, dystopian Iron Chef. That's cool.
And then you need like Mecha Guy Fieri doing like diners dive.
But he'd be really big, like the size of like Mecha Godzilla. And he'd still have like the hair thing going on too.
Yeah.
And he could like shoot lasers out of his like eyes and stuff.
Yes.
To like cook things faster. Diners, dive-ins, and drives with Mecha Guy Fieri. I would watch that show.
I would watch that.
And he's driving around in like in the same car that he drives in now. Like no one uses cars anymore. Like everything's hover, but he's just like, I'm Guy Fieri, and welcome to
Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives.
And he doesn't think it's any different. Oh, this is the twist though. He is in like a new body, right? Because he's like cybernetic now, and it's like 200 years in the future or something. But he has no idea that any of this has happened. He is just doing the show like
he thinks everything is
it's normal. Like everything is normal to him. He's just operating as normal Guy Fieri would.
What he doesn't realize is if he gives someone a negative review, they're they executed. Die. Like
they're
they don't tell
the
him,
Iron
though.
Chef.
They don't
like the
tell
standing
him.
Iron Chef just kills them. Yeah. Oh, and the Iron Chef in this is like the judges from Judge Dredd.
Yeah,
they like kill people. They're like the police force basically. The Iron Chefs. Yeah. So when you challenge to be an Iron Chef, you can either win and become one, or you die. You know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Guy Fieri, I like it a lot. He's cybernetic, and he doesn't know that it's the future. He just thinks. And
I think a major plot point would be him finding out, and he leads a resistance against the Iron Chefs.
Against the Iron Chef. Oh, that could be
against the army of Judge Dredd Iron Chefs.
He could lead like a bunch of like like chefs that are like own their own businesses. Like local cooks or whatever. and they're like, being subjugated by the Iron Chefs, and it's like that's like 2 or 3 seasons in that plot arc, though. You don't want to blow the load too early. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's 2 diners, 2 drive-ins, 2 dives.
Exactly.
The return of Guy Fieri, of Mecha Guy
Of
Fieri.
Mecha Guy Fieri, exactly. I love Guy Fieri, like, in this show. He's just like...
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't understand. He doesn't even know he's, like, an android,
Yeah.
That would be some crazy, like, mouth...
Got some Blade Runner in there with
Yeah, he would need some crazy, like, mouth surgery to, like... Or, like, mouth
Maybe his
implants.
mouth just, it doesn't move good. Maybe and he just doesn't know.
But how does he taste as, like, a mech, though? That's
Maybe
the
when
big
he eats,
problem.
it just goes everywhere.
But how
And
does
he's not intelligent enough to...
How does he taste it, though, as, like, a mech, though?
Maybe he can't.
He
just
doesn't
thinks he
know.
can.
Maybe years of eating like shitty, greasy, like diner, drive-in, and dive food has just killed his taste buds. So when he became a mech, he like didn't even notice that like he couldn't taste anything anymore. He's just like, "Yep, this is normal.
This is great."
Oh, this is so good, bro." And then he like fist bumps him, whatever, and he like, "Let me get the recipe." And like everyone he goes around like seems really uneasy because he's like big Mecha Guy Fieri.
Yeah.
And he doesn't notice, so they're like really, they tread very lightly, but he acts the same way because he doesn't realize that.
I really do
changed.
like this. It's a nice comedy element to the otherwise darker Iron
Yeah,
Chef
I mean
side of the
it's
universe.
all part of the whole universe, right? We can have
Yeah.
multiple shows. Like Guy Fieri could be a spin-off kind of show, which would be more of like a dark comedy. It'd be like a dark satire kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then like the Iron Chef show, that could be like the big centerpiece.
Yeah, that's like the
action show.
Battle Royale, the Hunger
Yeah,
Games.
exactly. And then like the Baking Bad is just like the reality TV, documentary style, like, kind of thing. So yeah, we have like a whole empire already.
Yeah, I like what we did there.
Yeah, this is good. We should probably
Go to the
move on
next
to another
question. I think it's your turn.
It is my turn, I think.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Mecha Guy Fieri some more.
No, that's a good idea. He might make a return.
Such a good visual image.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be a short one, but that's okay. What would kid you think of adult you? Like, let's go back, I'm not going to, 20 years, however long, when you're a kid.
Mm-hmm.
What would that person think of you currently?
I'm not really sure.
Would they be disappointed or happy? Or
I don't think they would know the difference.
between
But,
what?
Like, I'm pretty good at video games though,
Yeah.
and I could probably beat young me at any video game. So I think young me would think I was pretty cool, because I think when I was younger, that's kind of how I measured, how much I got along with people, if they liked and were good at video games.
That's true.
Yeah, so I think young me could respect old me for being good at games.
I wonder how we ever got along, because I was never good at games.
Yeah, you were.
I'm kidding. That was a joke. So, like, young you would be like, wow, he's really good at video games.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like, it doesn't matter, like, his life. Like, I don't care about any of that. It's just, like,
Yeah,
he's
I didn't
good
think
at
of-
video games.
I didn't
Yeah.
think about that when I was like, whatever, 10 years
8,
old or something.
10. Yeah. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I don't know what young me would think of old me. I think young me would think, I don't know. They probably would think that I would have gone down, not a different path, but like it would take longer, or some other things would be quicker. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if young me would really care about any of that stuff. Be like, well, how are the graphics in 2016?
Yeah.
Right. What Final Fantasy are they up to now? 25? And I'm like, no. They stalled out after like 12.
Yeah,
young me. And
They've
I'd be
kind of
like, "What?"
plateaued.
And young me would be like, what? That's stupid. And I'd be like, yeah, I know it's stupid. And then I would like tell them something so they could change the future.
Change the future. Yeah.
Like, invest in Apple or something. I don't know.
That would be good advice.
Or be like, invest in Amazon or something. I don't know. One of those companies. that like was big then but wasn't as big,
Yeah, that would eventually get much bigger.
Well, exactly. That's what I would do. That's what I'd tell.
Yeah, I don't really know what young me would think of me. It's hard to
imagine.
It's hard to imagine.
Well, that was a slightly more serious question. Do you have anything more exciting?
So I kind of just have one specific thought on this question, so it's not really in depth, but what villain kind of had a point for any movie or game or etc.?
What do you mean, like they were almost justified or whatever?
Yeah, it made sense.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of that one. I mean, a lot of villains have some like good, not goodness, but like some have good intentions, I guess.
Yeah, it's rational from their point of view, kind of.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that pretty much any good villain has to have a rational reason for doing what they're doing.
Yeah, they have to have like some kind of core values that like dictate their actions.
Mm-hmm.
You might not agree with their core values, or maybe you don't agree with their actions, but you can like familiarize with their with their intention.
You can empathize with certain aspects of the villain. And I think if you can't, then it's just a shitty villain.
They're a bad villain. Or they're like a cartoon villain.
Yeah.
Which is not necessarily bad, but if it's in a serious movie or serious media, then it's bad.
Yeah, because even some cartoon villains, like I don't know, Dr. Robotnik,
that's your go-to example.
I don't know. Robotnik. He just wants to kill Sonic, and Sonic is kind of annoying, and like
Sonic is annoying. We're gonna talk about Sonic every episode, aren't we?
Yeah, I mean there will be certain themes.
I'm just making sure, because you bring up Sonic and you're like, oh, let me think of a villain, Dr. Robotnik. That's who we'll go to. He's like the typical like stupid cartoon villain.
Yeah, just the dumb villain. Nothing he does makes any sense. He uses tiny animals to power his machines when electricity would just be easier.
Does he use? Oh yeah, he does use tiny animals.
He uses like blue jays and rabbits and stuff.
Right.
Sonic has to free them
to make him more evil. Yeah.
It's for the challenge.
You know a lot about Sonic. I don't know why.
Yeah, because I played a lot of the games.
You're like, yeah, I do. You said that almost sadly. You're like, yeah. I do know a lot about Sonic.
I don't know. I didn't know who Green Gator guy was.
Oh, yeah.
Or a kid.
What the hell was his name?
I don't even
forgot
remember
his name already. Gator, Sonic. I think that was past your time.
Yeah.
Like he stopped playing like right there. Vector the crocodile, yeah. He looks like King K. Rool's son. Yeah. Good old Vector.
Good old Vector.
Good old Vector. See, yeah, I mean, I can't think of a lot of villains off the top of my head, but like I feel like most of them, most good ones, do have some relatable thing that they're doing.
Yeah.
Doesn't necessarily mean like I agree with what they're doing, but like I think good villains have like a relatable, like, oh, I can see that, like, oh, he was really screwed up, like, so.
Yeah, like just Magneto comes to mind, I guess.
Magneto, that's a good one. That's actually the one I was trying to think of. I was like, oh, there's one that I like almost agree with, but don't. Obviously, I don't agree with Magneto.
Yeah.
But if I was a mutant and like that shit happened to me, I would totally be Magneto. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was what I would do. Like I wouldn't be Professor X. I'd be fucking Magneto. So, yeah.
Or a lot of the superhero villains, like Lex Luthor.
Mm-hmm. Or Lex Luthor's mostly just bad.
No, he doesn't trust Superman because there's nothing to check Superman's power.
Oh, speaking of Lex Luthor, I just saw the newest Batman movie, Batman vs Superman. Wow,
I haven't seen it.
You're just
I haven't seen it.
You're incredulous.
That was the Ben Affleck Batman.
Yeah. Was it
good?
So what I'll say about it is,
yeah. I mean, I'll see it eventually.
It was really long. It was too long. Mm-hmm. There was too many plot elements, What I will say that's good about it is there was a good movie hiding inside of a bad movie, if that makes sense. Like, parts of the movie, I was like, oh, this is interesting. But then they're all bogged down by the general badness of the movie, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So, are the characters likable?
Uh,
That's kind of the most important thing about a movie for me.
No.
No.
Yeah. No. No, not really. No.
Oh, that's a shame.
Batman is not. So this Batman, I'm not gonna spoil it. Batman is a lot darker in this movie. Like he's been around the block a bunch of times, if that makes sense. So he like doesn't take as much shit anymore. So that may make him less likable. I liked Batman. I thought he was cool and like he was really dark in this movie. But like I thought that was an interesting thing. Superman, I've never liked Superman in movies. He's always like super like, I don't know, boring and Superman. He had like no character development. But anyway. The characters were okay. They weren't anything to write home about. They were all right, I guess.
No, that's a shame.
The cool thing the movie does, but it like is bogged down in it. Like it's Batman versus Superman, so it gets into it only brushes with like the ideological battles over Superman and Batman, which I thought was interesting because like Batman is always like, oh, I see the good in people, or not, sorry, Superman is always like, I see the good in people, you know, and like I'm trying to uphold peace, and I'm going to try to, like, rid the world of evil. Batman sees the bad in everybody, and he's trying to, like, protect the few that remain that are good. You know what I mean? Which is very interesting, and the movie only brushes on this, but it's, like, brought up a couple times, and I'm like, oh, that's an interesting way to see Superman and Batman. But, of course, it wastes that pretty quickly with, like, stupid, you know... They try to shoe in all the other DC characters and all this other stupid shit, so...
Yeah.
It's
that's
worth
a shame.
seeing.
I mean,
it's worth seeing, but it's not gonna.
Do you really need any other characters than Superman and Batman in a movie? I mean, you have the two. That's all you should need.
Well, no, but they're trying to set up for like the
other
movies and stuff, and that's
it. Probably would have been better with just those two characters.
And I think the other problem in the movie was like, I thought like the ethical problem between Superman and Batman was interesting, but. They needed to find like an excuse to fight each other and an excuse to like fight stuff. You know what I mean? So like all like the action bits were just like shoehorned into the movie. Like let's make this happen, and they felt stupid. You know. Whereas like if the movie was just like about, and this wouldn't have been as exciting movie for like people that like comic books. But if the movie is just about like Batman and Superman having a really bad disagreement and sometimes scuffling or whatever, like it would have been way better. But like it had to jump higher, it had to elevate itself to like, oh, the world's ending in some other dumb way, you know.
I was sort of expecting. I mean, I haven't seen the movie, but I was expecting one of them to get framed in some kind of way to like be set up by a villain.
Oh, that happens.
Okay,
that happens.
I thought that would be the basis for their scuffle.
Right. That definitely happens.
Okay.
But by the point it happens, it's like, you could have gone down the path of like, I don't know, like they could hate each other for actually legitimate reasons instead of like, oh, someone's pulling the strings,
Oh, right.
You know what I mean? Because like, I don't want to spoil it, but like, Lex Luthor's in it, and I'm sure you figured out that like, he's the bad guy or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, if they had like a legit reason to like fight each other, that was like, they had ethical problems with each other's like existence. Yes. That's a much cooler and more, interesting reason to fight someone than like.
I agree.
You know what I mean? And they didn't do that because, A, general audience probably wouldn't understand what the hell's going on, and B, it would take a lot longer, or not take a lot longer. There would be a lot less excuses to fight things. So, anyway, there's a good movie hiding inside the bad movie, but it's still bad overall.
Yeah, that's a shame because they'll never remake that.
No, they won't. What are you gonna do?
Yep.
Anyway, so.
Do you have a next question?
I have a funny one. Yeah.
All right, let's do a funny one.
So it's asking the men out there who sit when they urinate.
Okay.
Why they do this and why they began to do this. And I will go ahead and say that I am one of these people, and I am proud of it. I'll say it right now.
I switch it up.
You switch it up. Oh.
Yep.
All right.
See, there are a couple factors that decide whether I take the.
And we don't need to get too down.
Yeah, I won't get into that, but yeah, you don't want to sit on a public toilet because
No,
other asses have obviously been
true.
there.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So in that case, I will definitely stand. But at home, I would rather
Relax.
chill
out. Exactly.
Just take a second.
Take a second to collect your thoughts.
There's no hurry.
You're not in a rush. Yeah, I'm the same way, basically. Although I even do it in public, but I just, prep it with enough materials.
Yes.
And the reason I do that, actually, I don't know why I do that. Oh, it's only because, if there's no urinals available, I'll do it. I'll go to the... And the reason I do that is because I've been there when, you go to a toilet and it's, all...
Somebody...
lovely. Someone didn't clean up after themselves, if that makes sense.
It's almost better if they just don't, so that way it's covered in...
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
the other
that's
way,
true.
it's just going to get smeared everywhere.
That's actually a really good point. If they're not going to clean up completely, they might as well not do it at all, because if they do it a little, it's almost like a deception. You know?
It's deceptive. You're sitting in someone else's...
It's still there, it's just not as visible.
Yes.
But if they just go hog wild on it and they're just screw it, whatever, then at least when you go in, you're okay, this is obviously a dirty toilet.
Yes.
You
I
get
do
the
not
message.
want to sit here.
But yeah.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, so I do it in public out of respect to the people that are following me. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't want to screw up this toilet, and I don't trust my aim enough to go at it.
I have a pretty good strategy. You can lift the seat with your foot.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Then you could get stuff on the ground and stuff.
It's fine, just...
It's a public toilet, whatever.
It's public.
It's public for a reason.
Yep.
All right, well, there you go. So, I respect your opinion. I hope you respect my opinion.
No, definitely.
That's good.
And those of you that just never do the sitting option, you should try it sometime.
Yeah, it's relaxing.
Bring your phone, just hang out for a second.
Have a good
just take it easy.
Just chill out.
Do you know that scene in Final Fantasy IX when Zidane and Vivi are having their bonding moment?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. You just need to take it easy
just
for a
chill
second.
Out and let it flow.
Let it flow.
See what I did there?
Yep.
Go with the flow. All right, I'm done talking about people.
Yeah, that was a good question, though.
Thank you. Do you have an exciting question for me?
Sure.
Or for both of us?
How about... So I have a really funny one. I have a depressing one, and I have a moderate one. Which
Whoa. One? I like extremes, so either really depressing or funny.
Okay.
You pick.
So, what would your completely honest dating profile say?
Is this the depressing one or the funny one?
I actually am not sure.
What do you count? What did you count this as?
I counted this as the funny one.
Okay.
Yeah.
What would my completely honest profile be? Well, first of all, I
think yours is pretty easy.
Why is it pretty easy?
Because you're married.
That's true. But this is a hypothetical question.
Okay, yeah. As a
if I had one, if I was out there in the world, God forbid, the terrible life of a single person.
Yeah,
sorry,
it's no good. It's no good.
The terrible, terrible life. And I had to have a dating profile. First of all, I want to say that I never did any of the online things.
No, neither have I.
Because I was kind of I was right before. Well, that's not true. When I was in college, they were around, but I didn't need to yet. So it's you get to a point where I feel like, and you haven't done them either, obviously. So
no.
I feel like you get to a point where you're you do the online dating because you're you have no other options, and you're desperate, you know what I mean? So it's well, this is all I can do now, so I'm going to go for this. And sorry for all those people out there that are listening that are really offended right now. But, so I never had the need. So I don't even know how this stuff works, really, honestly.
It's it's pretty much I mean I don't have a Facebook either, so I guess it's kind of hard to compare it with this, but I think it's like Facebook, but it's just implied that everybody is single, question mark.
So you're trying to sell yourself, basically, to someone.
Yeah, I guess.
So the problem I have with that,
we're not going to be good at answering this.
the problem I have with that, I know we're like walking around the answer. We're not even answering it. The problem I have with that is I'm really, really bad at selling myself. Like,
Same.
really bad. I don't know if it's because I'm modest or because I like don't really have a lot of confidence or whatever, but I'm not good at it.
Same.
So I'd probably have like one of those it would really look really dumb, but it would probably be one of those like self-deprecating, like jokey profiles, you know, where it's a lot of like me putting my own self down kind of thing, you know, like
That's
every
so
question,
good.
you know, every question would be like, it'd be like, you know, what's your favorite activity or whatever, and I'd be like, cry in the corner on Saturday because there's nobody around to be with me or something, you know, like something stupid like that. So I don't know if I would attract the right kind of people with that though.
Yeah, I guess that's, I don't know. I haven't done this either, but mine would probably be something, it would just be probably minimalist and also dumb. People would probably mistake me for a bot because, for one, I'm very paranoid about putting personal things online.
Yeah.
Yeah, like what if your employer sees it, or what if...
So yours would be like, age 28, hair brown.
Yes.
Tall, height 5 foot, whatever, 11. You know.
Yes. Email for picture. There's no picture.
What white male lives here? The end.
I enjoy movies, video games,
the internet.
the internet,
and then you end it with "thank you" in all caps, and then a period.
Yes.
Thank you for reading. Period.
Yeah, that would probably be mine.
That would get some people, I think.
Yeah, it would get a lot of bots.
I think you would get some interest of like people that are not, you know. It's like, yo,
people that tried literally everything else.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, then you're kind of like a mystery box, you know.
Yeah.
Like other people can like weed other profiles out because like, oh, it's obviously I don't like this person. It's like with your profile, they'd be going in with no knowledge other than, you know, this is what you look like, basically, you know, vaguely, not even a picture, right? And then they'd be like, oh, this is like a blind date. So it'd be basically like setting up a blind date.
I don't think people like that these days, though.
I don't know, some people might.
I don't know. I can't
Some people might have got really frustrated with the whole profile thing because then like, oh, I'm trying to find the perfect match. That never works, so let me just find a rando and we'll go from there. So that you might have some success with that.
I would have some interests on there. Like I could name some books or movies that I liked probably. So maybe if someone saw a book that they all
like a
also
single
read.
book.
Yeah, a single book. I don't know. The problem is I have pretty obscure taste in books, movies.
Oh, this is a good question. If you could only put a single book on your dating profile,
oh, that's a great one.
What would you put?
Mine is so easy. It's Ubik by Philip K. Dick.
Okay. I think you'd scare a lot of people away then. So yeah, you're not going to get any dates. I'm sorry.
Oh well. It's a great book.
I'm sure there's one person out there that would see it, but they're probably not in your area. So
yeah.
Oh, well. What are you gonna do? It's a good answer though.
What would your book be? Just for the sake of completeness.
Know what my book would be. That's a good question. Maybe like.
It has to be something that represents you.
I'd have to think about it.
Yeah.
It can't be.
It can't just be a book that you enjoy.
No.
It has to be.
Yeah, I don't even know. That's really hard. I can't even begin to think what my book would be. There's so many books I like.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to come back to you on that one. Maybe at the end of the show I'll have a good answer for that.
You could surprise us.
I can be like, and the book is...
Yeah, people might look back on this episode and read these books that we're saying.
That's true.
So these could be strong recommendations for potential listeners.
Wouldn't it be funny if I came back at the end of the show and I like listed something about like Tom Clancy or something?
Rainbow Six, the Last
Rainbow
Assault,
Siege, Marked Peninsula, John, whatever the guy's name is.
Yeah, John Grisham.
They collaborated on this book.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Marked Peninsula by John Grisham and Tom Clancy.
The first edition, because it's much better.
Oh, it's signed by both of them.
Yeah.
Forward by Guy Fieri. All right, so I think I just did. Oh no, you did that one, so it's my turn, right? Oh, okay. This is.
I can I have another one though if you want, but I'm happy to.
Is it funny?
Oh, it's kind of funny.
Okay, I'll do this one. This one's gonna be short.
Okay.
Okay, I want to get to the one after this, so I want this one to be short. So don't take too long.
Okay.
If the world shared a currency, which will never happen because
Yep.
we hate each other, but if they did, that could be another political discussion later. How we'll never have a shared currency. What faces would represent that currency, like on the notes and the coins and stuff? Assuming we could agree, because we wouldn't be able to.
This is impossible. It would never happen. See, the currencies would split before they decided on a face.
No, I know. That would be like the defining. Like if they hadn't like poo-pooed the deal before, that would be like the line where they're like, no, if you're not putting George Washington's face, then I'm out or whatever.
It's to the point where you can't even like put a picture of the Earth because the side of the Earth that the 2D perspective is facing, they couldn't even decide on that.
Why is my Earth on this side? Or then they'd be like, oh, we'll put your side of the Earth on the back side of the
but why is it on the back? What are you saying about me?
But then they'd be like, okay, both sides of the money look exactly the same except for the back. And then they'd be like, well, which side was it printed on? Like, what was the upright side when it was printed? And then there you go. So I don't think. See, this is why I thought this was gonna be short. I don't think anyone would be on it. I think it'd be like neutral stuff, like the Earth, like maybe a picture of a giraffe or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe a picture. But then, like, what country is the animal indigenous to?
Maybe they have like one animal from each continent, and then all the continents, like all the countries per continent, come together in a group to decide on their.
Maybe
animal.
it's like the state quarters where there's like 50 different $5 bills, and each one has a different country's animal on it.
But we have a lot of countries. We have like 150 countries.
Yeah, that is.
I think it would be like, okay, Africa comes together and decides we want our animal to be the giraffe or the elephant or lion, and then the Americas come together. North America comes together and they're like, we want the eagle or whatever. And then South America comes together and they're like, we want I don't know what an animal is South America. The piranha. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, that perfectly represents the South American people. We just like totally.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. See, that's why you can't do this. This
They'd
question.
be like, a piranha? Are you serious? My mind went to like the Amazon rainforest, and I was like, what animals in the Amazon rainforest? A piranha. Can you imagine a dollar bill with a piranha on it?
That would be the funniest dollar.
Anyway, so like Asia would have like a Bengal tiger or something.
Panda, yeah.
And then, Australia would have like a kangaroo. I don't know.
Russia has vodka because they don't have any animals.
Right. And
no, a bear. I'm sorry, that wasn't right.
That's fine. No one's from Russia's listening. And Antarctica would have like a penguin or whatever. I don't know. Or like a piece of bacteria because they don't have any other animals.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it would be animals. I don't think it would be people. We would never agree.
Yeah, no way.
So that was my question. I'm done. That's it.
That's a good one.
Are you excited for the piranha money that we're gonna get in like 50
I wish
years?
we had piranha money.
We have a global currency. I imagine it looking a lot like Monopoly money. Like it's really like pastel colors and stuff like that, and it has like animals on it. So, anyway.
But what colors do you choose? It might be the wrong colors. Because
for
of the colors
each country.
Of the flag.
Yeah, that's true. That's tough. I feel like South America would be green because it's like the here I go again. I'm like making assumptions about South America. Because of the rainforest.
Yep.
Oh, all right. I should stop talking now. Probably.
This is a good segue into this question, though.
Okay. What do you got?
What are some unwritten rules in your country? We can just make it your area, though, if you want, that a tourist wouldn't know about.
That's hard.
Like, is there one that...
I think in America, an unwritten rule is if there's a line, you have to wait in it. Like a lot of other countries don't. Well, a lot do, but there is definitely like that's an inconsistency.
We get angry about our lines.
Like we get really angry about lines. Like it's not really a rule, but it's definitely. I mean, it is a rule, but it's definitely an unwritten one.
Yep.
In the States, I would say in the Americas, North and South America, even where the piranhas are, they still
yes, they wait in lines there.
They still wait in lines in the rainforest to get their picture taken with the piranhas.
Everywhere.
What would you say?
Does everywhere tipping maybe?
No, everywhere doesn't tip. I think that's another good one.
Yeah.
For
and
America,
tipping, especially the certain professions like cab drivers, we tip cab drivers.
So in Europe, they're very like some places in Europe don't tip at all. Some places tip a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Here, yeah, we like always tip. Like everywhere is tip. Like every restaurant is tip, no matter what. So I think that might confuse tourists significantly because they'll be like, "What? This service wasn't good. Why is there a tip?
You have
line?
to pay more."
Yeah, and then they get more confused because the tip technically isn't mandatory, but like the unwritten rule is that it is. You know what I mean?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Which is kind of dumb if you think about it.
It is really dumb. Yeah, it's super dumb. But like, it's an unwritten rule. Like, it's not mandatory. You're not going to go to jail for not tipping, but it's an unwritten rule.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's an interesting question.
I don't know. I don't know if I can actually think of any more.
I think tipping is the best one. I think that
driving on the right side of the road.
No, that's not an unwritten rule. That's definitely a regular
that's actually definitely written.
That's definitely a regular rule.
Yeah.
All right. So do you want me to do one more, and then we do? How many more do you have? I have a bunch, but we're getting near the end. So I feel like
I'm out. I think.
Oh, you're out. Well,
I have one more about TV shows.
I can do this. Well, okay. You could do the TV show one. I'll do this one as my final question because it's a fun one.
What's the best TV series ever?
Well, this is a straight shooting question.
Don't put too much thought into it.
I don't know. I'm not sure. The X-Files. Yeah. No, I don't know. I'm not sure.
I really like Star Trek.
Star Trek's good. Which one though?
All of them. I'm just. I won't be specific because that's a whole different.
Yeah, that's another hour-long show right there, right?
Yeah, Star Trek is really good.
I liked The Next Generation. Yeah.
I like Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, the original series.
All right, so we'll say Star Trek then.
Yeah, Star Trek is a good show.
That's a good question.
Yeah, it was not a good question.
I mean, it ate up a minute of our time.
That was the only one I had left.
You did it! I have quite a good one. I'm probably hyping it up way too much here.
All right, what's your good one?
Okay,
we can end on that.
You have one wish that you are like a genie. I'm going to set this whole thing up.
Okay.
A genie comes down, and he's like, "Hey, yo, you get one wish, whatever you want, but there's a big catch. This wish could never before be wished." Okay? What do you do? Now, we can get into real specifics here, but it can be like, it doesn't have to be that, you know. You can be as specific or non-specific as you want. But you just can't do like, oh, I want $1 million, because everyone's going to ask. Like, that's going to be the first wish everyone comes up with.
Can I have $1 million $1 bills?
That would be something. I'm sure someone else has wished.
Has anybody ever wished for low amounts of currency in high volumes?
I'm sure that they have. Like, the mob has probably wished for that
Yeah, probably,
before.
actually.
A million unmarked one.
Okay, I'll try to think of a good answer instead of trying to cheat it in some kind of lame way.
What do you cheat? Oh, you're cheating it?
Yeah. I mean, saying $1 billion quarters is kind of lame.
That is super lame. I'm sure someone's wished for that too.
Why?
I don't know. You never know.
Why would you want that?
Maybe they really like soda, and they like, $1 million quarters grants them access to the vending machine like forever, basically. You know.
How about this? I think I might have a good one.
Go for it.
I want a new Super Mario Brothers live action movie. Has anybody ever wished for
I
that?
think you might be the first person
That ever
who
wanted
ever
that.
wished for that wish. That is a very specific wish. Like, you could get anything you want, and that's what you want.
There are a
No,
couple
it's fine.
of things.
Too late. The wish is done.
That's all right. The genie already gave it to
the
me.
genie
We've got
has
a whole
granted
new
the wish. We're watching it right now.
And
Who's
it needs
in
to
the
be
movie?
all right. No, I need to be more specific because one might have actually wished for that. It needs to be starring John Leguizamo.
Okay, so he's reprising his role as Luigi.
Yes.
He's older and like gruffer now.
Yeah. It's like a grim dark Mario.
He's a middle-aged Luigi. Oh, because
Yeah.
if the first one was in grim dark already, right?
I mean, it's more like it's
Right.
It's
So
darker than
John
Dark Knight.
Leguizamo is like the older, like more. He's more seasoned Luigi.
Yes.
And who's Mario in this?
You
movie?
can't have Hoskins because
No, he's gone.
he's gone.
Rest his soul.
How about Anthony Hopkins? I don't know. I'm trying to think of like the worst Mario ever.
That is the best answer, I think.
He's like,
for that.
it's a me, Mario.
Did you hear my hissing? I don't know if you heard it.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I ate her fava beans with some mushrooms. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. Anthony Hopkins is the perfect.
Yeah,
answer.
so starring Anthony Hopkins and John Leguizamo, and we need
John
Peach.
Leguizamo hasn't been in anything, so he'll
He's
be
gonna be-
happy.
He's going to be in John Wick 2 that comes out.
Well, he's also going to be
soon.
in Mario.
Yeah.
Too Fast, Too Mario, or whatever this movie's called.
Two Mario, Two Brothers, The Return
Of the brothers,
of the Brothers,
Mario.
starring John Leguizamo and Anthony Hopkins.
You were
Or
almost going to say
Christopher
Christian
Walken.
Bale. Oh, I thought
I was about to say Christopher Walken, which
he
would
be a
pretty
good
hilarious,
Bowser. He'd be
too.
a good Bowser.
All right, yeah, that's sold.
Wouldn't he be a good Bowser?
Yeah, he would.
He would. I mean, Dennis Hopper was really good Bowser too. No, he was King Koopa. He wasn't Bowser, right?
Yeah,
They didn't
it'll be
call him
Bowser in this movie. That's the more classic Mario.
he died
villain.
in the movie. Yeah. So yeah, Christopher Walken as Bowser would be really good. But he
Yes.
would be like he would be Christopher Walken. He would just have like a Bowser like headdress kind of thing on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like he wouldn't be a dinosaur. He'd be Christopher Walken with like a Bowser kind of mane,
Yeah.
like headdress.
Like a Native American style headdress with like
Right.
dinosaur claws on it.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah. This movie.
He needs to kidnap a Princess Peach. We need a non-traditional Peach. I mean, I could just go with some of my favorite actors. Sigourney Weaver is Princess
She's a
Peach.
little old now, don't you think? For
I
Princess Peach.
guess
You're like, it's fine.
it's fine.
This movie.
We have Anthony Hopkins as
This-
Mario.
This movie
It's-
is just flying in the face of stereotypes everywhere and
Yes.
just doing whatever it wants to do. Sigourney Weaver as Princess Peach.
It's Princess Peach, and she needs to have a mecha battle with Bowser at some point.
And then Guy Fieri.
Yeah, Mecha Guy Fieri makes an appearance.
It's all part of the same universe, really.
Yes,
Yeah. This is like the origin story of
Iron
of the
Combat Iron Chef.
Dystopian
What's your movie?
Iron
Yeah.
Chef. What do you mean? What's my movie?
Oh no, what's your wish, rather?
No, I want this wish now too. This is my wish. Too.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think it's a good
we have the
wish.
same wish. Yeah.
It's a good wish.
I would say that we need a lot of like famous cameos as all like
Yeah.
the enemies. Like someone's like Koopa, like
Yeah, we could have Goombas,
you know, like
Koopas. You need to have every
Jean Claude
Mario.
Van Damme is in it,
Yes.
as like a Koopa Trooper or something like that, You know what I mean?
Yeah, as many '80s cameos as possible.
As humanly possible, pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Arnold could be in it. He'd be like
he's a hammer bro.
he's, or he could be like one of Bowser's kids or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is good. I like it. Now, would it take place in like a weird parallel Mario universe, like the original movie?
I think maybe we could just accept that this is a different world altogether.
So it's like
and
it's like a reboot,
yeah, it's a reboot,
Yeah.
and it takes
even though
place
John
in,
Leguizamo's still in it.
yeah, it takes place in New York City. Christopher Walken as Bowser kidnaps Sigourney Weaver as Peach from Trump Tower, which is where...
nice.
Yeah, nice.
It's all coming together now.
It's all coming together. And he takes her to some ridiculous location. And then
He takes her to a volcano.
Yes.
In Hawaii.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why it looks so, like, it's very, like,
jungly, lots of plants.
Natural. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So he has, like, a base in Hawaii, like, near an active volcano. And then Mario and Luigi are, like, plumbers, obviously. And then I don't know how they get all
they need to be like really impoverished and down on life, and they can't afford to go to Hawaii to rescue Peach, so they have to find some creative way of hitchhiking across America. That can be the segue into the many cameos there'll be.
Oh, and then they'll see all the people on the way, and they'll like lend them a hand or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask how they are like heroes and plumbers at the same time, but whatever, it doesn't matter. The kinks will work themselves out in the script of the movie, right?
Yeah,
it'll be fine.
So I guarantee you, no one's ever wished for that.
No,
so that's a good wish.
That is completely original wish that no one's ever wished for. We need a title before we wrap this episode up, because I think the 2 Mario, it was okay, but we need like a solid like title.
How
like
about
Super Mario Brothers : what? You know what I mean?
Super Mario Brothers :
The Legend of The Legend of what? The Legend of... What's the big like plot device in the movie?
The plot device is a road trip.
Oh, they're going on a road trip.
Yeah, across America to Hawaii. Or to California and then to Hawaii. So, how about Super Mario Brothers: The Odyssey?
Oh, I like it.
Road Odyssey.
Road Odyssey. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And it can also have a lot of parallels to the Odyssey.
The actual Odyssey.
Like to the actual Odyssey, like O Brother, Where Art Thou did.
Yeah, yeah.
Like very loosely based.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. Mm-hmm. And then like one of the bad guys can have like one eye, and it'll be fine. We'll bring it all around, really.
I think it'd be easy. I mean, maybe not easy, but you could just go. That's not a movie you really need to have a script for in advance. You just
no, you can go straight into production.
Do it as you go.
You can do it straight into production. Could it have the same soundtrack as Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
That's fine with me.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure we're on the same page. Really.
Yeah, that's fine with me. Just use all the same songs.
How about we do Mario songs, but we do them in the style of
like oldies.
Yes. Like
that works for me.
The style of like old-timey music.
Like Fallout and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. I like it. I think we're good.
Yeah, we got a movie there.
Super Mario Brothers :
The Road Odyssey.
Sounds like a real thing.
Coming to theaters soon.
Yeah, 2017. We're ramping up right now already on production. It's gonna be a lot of work. Okay. Well, that was a fun episode to do.
It was fun.
Yeah. You want to do the outro?
Sure. So remember to email us if you listen to this, if you want to. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to, but we would like to hear anything you have to say.
We'll read it all too.
Yeah, we'll read it. We'll probably read it on air too.
I mean, I'll make you read it. And then
yeah, that's fine. Anyway, this has been the Time Bat Show. I'm Bat Snacks.
And I'm Time Aces.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, signing off. Good night.
Good night.